Hey guys, Minicap972 here, and this is going to be my new channel, Desktop Philosophy, where it's just me talking about philosophy, and you looking at my desktop the whole time. Well, I don't know. I might show you some stuff and reference different things. But that's pretty much how it's going to go. I'm going to introduce this first episode with, a little bit of a background on, like, sort of the definitions and purposes of philosophy. And that's pretty much it for the intro. This is my new channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Alright, so getting right into it here. Philosophy. Let me just expand this out. I think I'm going to use this notepad window to reference, or to outline stuff here. So, what are the purposes of philosophy? Well, to answer that, we have to step back a little bit. We have to go, a lot. We got to go way, way back. Now imagine you are the first conscious being. You are the first conscious human, I should say, because that's where we're gonna start to analyze this from. You can make, the arguments that, we were conscious beings before we were Homo sapiens, but for now, we're just going to take that as a postulate. The first conscious being was the first Homo sapien. Alright, so you are the first conscious Homo sapien, and you've recognized this. That's what it is to be conscious, to be aware of the self and to be aware of the fact that you exist and think. And so you are the first conscious Homo sapien. We're still at HS. Alright, so you're the first conscious Homo sapien. What do you think about? Well, probably you don't think about anything other than keeping yourself alive. You think about food, you think about shelter, you think about, spreading your progeny, and, your legacy. Well, can't really say legacy, but you have a biological need to have children and pass on your genetic code, because if you didn't, then you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't pass on your genetic code, and the children wouldn't be like you. And now let me explain that a little bit more. So it's a kind of logic that we will be analyzing as far as like naturalistic ideas of very, very much in the future. So the logic is, I exist as I am because in the past somebody else existed as I am, or as I, in such a way that I would become who I am, and they were better able to pass on their genetic code than anyone else. And you can make all kinds of arguments against it, but more or less that is the logic we will be using. So I have brown hair because in my entire genetic lineage, people with brown hair best produced children, or best spread their their genes in such a way that I have brown hair, because somebody else, it allowed somebody else to have children and pass their genetic code on. So that's the kind of logic we're going to be using. But I regress. You are now the first conscious human. That's what we have this here for. You're the first conscious Homo sapien, and you think about probably just food and, water, shelter, and fire. Now, imagine you start to become a little bit more social, as, we did, and, plenty of animals do. You start to group together with other of your same species, and you are able to form a more efficient group that way, and you then allow yourself more time to think and reflect and enjoy this consciousness, to indulge yourself in consciousness and think about thinking and think about your surroundings and think about yourself. So social beings think. So what we mean by that is social humans are going to begin to think and be, and through their socialness, they will discover that within each other exists the same possibility for consciousness and thinking and understanding the world around them. And so you begin to realize that you are not unique. You your fellow humans also are conscious. So you're no longer the first conscious human, Homo sapien. You are now the one of many conscious Homo sapiens in groups, and being social, and furthering your understanding through each other, and also living more efficiently and having more time to do this furthering of your understanding, because you are more efficient as a group. You're more efficient at hunting and gathering as they did, and eventually you'll be more efficient at farming and such like that. So now what will you initially apply your understandings to? You will probably seek to understand things that don't initially you can't initially find rational explanations for. The sun rising, the seasons changing, things like that. So you liken your consciousness. You've realized that it's special. You realize that it's unique among animals, but it's not unique among humans. So you determine that this is special, and you determine that in order to apply your consciousness, there must be something that gave you consciousness and not to any other animals. And so you begin to make gods in your own image. This is, obviously these are the first religions. These are pagan gods. And you use them to explain things, and you liken them to yourself, and you give them, a human consciousness as well. And you have them be the explanations for things around you. And this is all because you are conscious, and you have a desire, because you're conscious and because you don't have a need to apply your brain to staying alive now that you've become social. You have a desire to use your consciousness to explain things, and so you develop your early religions to explain things. So your pagan gods were the first manifestations of true ideas, and the first purely thought-born things in existence. And so I'll put that in this list here. So first religion application of consciousness. Alright, so I think that's where we're going to stop for this video, but we've outlined for being the first conscious human. You become aware of yourself and your surroundings, and you become social beings, and you realize that everyone else has a similar consciousness to your own, and then you begin to apply this consciousness in such a way to create the early pagan gods and the early religions, to explain the physical things in your universe that you can't initially aren't obvious to you based on your simple sensations, because this is all you have at this point. You have your simple sensations, and you can make basic connections using those sensations, your touch, your smell, and your sight, but you can't make connections for why the sun rises, and why the seasons change, and why the stars move. And so again, we've applied our consciousness because as social beings we are able to have more free time, we applied our consciousness to create the first early religions. And like I said, that's going to be the end of this video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and check out the rest of the videos if this is, you know, a few years in the future and I've still been doing this for a while. Have a good one.